Want to know how to make a trans puppy happy? Give him a bunch of intramuscular injection supplies. Yay! Oh!
What the hell was that?
You said you did terrible, awful things, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask what those are. That would be inappropriate.
You look like if I touched you, you'd be sticky, and frankly, you smell bad. You know when you smell something and it gets stuck in there and you can sort of taste it? Yeah, well, I'm tasting you right now, and it tastes awful. Truly disgusting, like salty garbage.
But what I am gonna ask is, did you know? Did you know that you were doing terrible, awful things?
In the midst of it, a lot of the time, yeah.
So do you know that you are doing terrible, awful things right now?
Not according to God's eyes.
So, did God tell you that? Did God tell you you are not doing terrible, awful things right in this moment?
Yeah, he told me to do this today.
Okay, you might want to get medicated, buddy.
Oh, the irony! It's too much!
Anyway, like any set of ideas, Islam is like a religion. As any set of ideas, it deserves to be scrutinized. Well, I have scrutinized it, and I have found it wanting. I have found it lacking. Everywhere there is Islam, you will find women oppressed. Everywhere there is Islam, you will find... You're wearing a hijab in the United States of America. What is wrong with you? You see, they want to shout you down by saying, oh, what about me? I'm not so oppressed. Well, let's move on from women. If you don't care about female genital mutilation, don't care about forced marriages, don't care about acid thrown in the faces of your Islamic sisters, if you don't care about any of those things, fine. Let's talk about gays instead. In 12 Islamic countries, I could be killed for my sexuality. Is that okay? 100 million people live in countries where it is illegal to be homosexual. All of those countries are Islamic. This is not an ISIS thing. You know, you will see gays being thrown off the roof in ISIS-controlled territories. But this has nothing to do with terrorism. This is mainstream Muslim culture. Your religion does it everywhere your religion exists. It is a threat, an existential threat to gay people.
Just a reminder that I am very fat and very sexy.
Hey, that's a half-truth.
And I am 100% glorifying obesity, and there's nothing you can do.
I know, you're so oppressed, my dears. I know, life is so hard for you. You have to live in the richest, most equitable, most just country in the history of the world. You have to get a college education. You have to voluntarily go to lectures. It's so awful. I can't imagine that, you know, the people who are in war-torn nations, they must truly pity you. Goodbye. Goodbye, then. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your support, but I'm not that intimidated by these guys.
What's this? It's the privilege bridge. What's that? It's a metaphor for explaining how some people have advantages and opportunities granted to them just because how they were born. Whoa, that's a lot to take in. I know. So let's begin. Here are two people trying to cross this stream. It's a raging rapid called the River of Dreams. Okay, so how did they get across? Good question. Let's start with Ross. Ross is a male and he's straight and wealthy. He's in his mid-40s and he's rather healthy. He's white and was born in a peaceful nation, so Ross gets to use teleportation.
Huh?
Whoa, that was super easy. Yup, now let's take a look at Stevie. Stevie is a refugee. Born in a country that she had to flee. She doesn't speak English and she's not well off, so Stevie has to swim and now she's got a cough. But wait, I mean, that's not fair. How come Ross got a free ride there? Privilege. He was born with advantage. Unearned gifts that his life was granted. He might not even think about his inbuilt perks, but that's just the way that privilege works.
Give her this, and then these.
One of my favorite ways to assert my dominance on the trail as a female hiker.
Here's
here she comes to wreck the day.
Is when I see a guy pass me, I ask him, oh, was that your wife that just passed me like a mile ago? Obviously making the assumption that there was another woman that passed them. And every single time they get so defensive and they're like, what? No.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Microfeminism, ladies.
Meanwhile,
my suggestion to you, America, is that you don't need it here. Learn your lesson from 9/11. Learn your lesson from Orlando. These socially regressive, see, they walk out when they don't like the facts. These socially regressive attitudes. These socially regressive attitudes of Muslims in the West are horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. The surveys show that 52% of British Muslims think that my sex life should be made illegal. 39% of them. Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? Don't you want to talk about numbers? Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed of the hateful culture that surrounds your religion, that oppresses women and murders homosexuals and commits unspeakable acts of terrorism? Are you ashamed of it? Would you like to talk to us about why there's no global Muslim peace movement? Because I hear lots of very upset people at my talks complaining about statistics they can't refute. I don't hear a lot of Muslims standing up against terrorism.
So a couple of people might have been surprised by my transgender pin that I put on this morning.
I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise.
I figured it's about time that I came out and talked about my gender identity. I am trigender, which means like a triangle, I have 3 genders. Male, female, and non-binary.
What? What the f-
And the difference between trigender and gender fluid is that I feel all 3 of these genders at the same time. All the time. It doesn't ever shift or change, or where I feel one gender more strongly than the other, like gender fluid tends to be. Also, I should recognize and accept that a lot of people don't see non-binary as a 3rd gender. They see it as something completely separate from the binary.
That's the idea!
But for me, it's like a 3rd gender. Or I guess you could call it a 3rd identity. So how I feel gender-wise is like a man, like a woman, and as neither at the same time. I hope this clears things up.
No.
I just wanted to know, where are you from?
Texas.
From America, right?
Yeah.
I just want to know, when was America great for us black people?
Right now?
Oh,
Tell you it's great right now.
Really?
Yeah. It ain't great for you?
No, not at all.
How?
I mean, I'm living life.
Looking good. You got clothes on. Look well fed.
But that doesn't mean
Got
it's great.
beautiful hair.
Oh, thank you.
Got your eyeliner on. You looking good. What kind of bag is that? That's a nice little bag there. You look good. America look good for you. If you were eating out of trash can, I'll tell you something different. America's a great place. I don't understand how we are not acknowledging that. It's great. Look at all these different people out here. Men, women, black, white. You will never see this much diversity anywhere else. It's the greatest place on earth. Everybody can be here and enjoy one another, disagree with each other. We have the freedom of speech, freedom to keep and bear arms. We don't have to worry about the government interfering in our lives for the most part. It's the greatest country ever. And if we don't start acknowledging that, we're going to screw up something good.
So I was explaining to a friend that for most people, if you are a man or consider yourself male in any way, and you date a trans girl, that's a straight relationship. Like, that's heterosexuality.
No, still gay. Meanwhile.
Or whether it is some of the Islamic hate crime hoaxes we've been seeing more recently. And these happen with alarming frequency. In fact, I've struggled to find, my research team has struggled to find a supposed hate crime against Muslims on an American college campus that did not turn out to be fake. I'll tell you about some of them. One student at the University of Louisiana admitted her attack was completely fabricated. She made the whole thing up because Trump supporters attacking a Muslim woman is simply believable to liberals fed a steady diet of hate by the fake news. This is a rare instance of the lying media actually admitting that one of its cherished hate crimes was a hoax. Normally they just move on quickly and never mention it again. Yasmin Sawi, just 18 years old in New York City, made up a similar story. She said 3 men called her a terrorist and attacked her, telling her to get out of the country. Again, it was fake. But you won't read the corrections, you only read the outrage. And here's a brand new one that can't be blamed on Trump supporters because it took place in Austria. A 14-year-old girl claimed she was attacked and the evil white men tried to rip off her hijab on a train. The police revealed it to be a complete fabrication as well. And a little closer to home. Oh, we're still having trouble at the back. 3 down. I think if you take the second left, the airport is just Actually, no, we don't want them there, do we? It's a bit of a problem, actually. I hadn't really thought this through.
Hello, I'm Nikita Gold.
And I'm Lady Mercury.
We're here to show you what we can do for you.
Backstage. This is the backstage, darlings.
We're going to nail it.
Oh, yes. Show them.
Look at the nail.
Mine's not quite ready yet, but wait and see, lovelies.
I'm not touching that with a 60-foot pole.
Trump selected cable news warrior Matt Gaetz to be his attorney general, and Robert F. Kennedy popped up on Fox repeatedly to criticize Vice President Kamala Harris from the left.
We're gonna go back to where we
used the Trump choice to run the Department of Health and Human Services.
Let's get measles and fucking smallpox and polio.
I saw a video of this person saying that if you're in a space and there's no Black women being loud in it, then it's not a radical space. And like last week, a couple of friends of mine who are like white anarchist people invited me to this show in the woods, and it was like literally like a little, like honestly not little, but like a party in the woods.
And you really think this will work?
Like it was all white, and like all of the people were just like whispering the entire time. There were like a lot of people there and like lots of circles and people talking and stuff like that, but like so not loud, like at all. And it was so crazy. I was the loudest person there.
Duh. I want to show off my outfit, but I'm having trouble choosing an audio, so. Here it is. Yeah.
Stop it. Get some help.
We humans are capable of so much.
What the hell is even that?
We are capable of so many amazing things. But yet, it's 2023. We can fly helicopters on Mars. But yet, the minute somebody says, "Hi, I'm trans, I'm non-binary, I'm just different," the world, it loses its mind.
Back it up, Flo? Yeah. Just back it up. Yeah, and back it up. Okay? That's all you're gonna do is we just back it up.
Buckle up, everybody. It's time to talk about my pronouns.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
I use the pronoun set ne, nem, near. Ne, nem, near. And it's a gender-neutral pronoun set. It's a neo-pronoun. The word neo-pronoun makes it sound like it's not been around for very long. My specific pronouns have been around for over 100 years. Neo-pronouns are not that new of a thing. We just came up with new words that fit us better. It's fine. An example of how to use them would be the sentence, "Nee went to the market with near friends who love nem." Nee went to the market with near friends who love them. Friends who love them. So that is nem over there. This is near room. I really liked nem. He was nice.
So, when I first came out, I identified as a lesbian.
Lesbian!
Now, I was using the term lesbian inclusively because there are non-binary and he/him lesbians. However, I didn't realize at the time that not all non-binary and trans men were comfortable with that term. I met a non-binary person who was also AFAB who told me that they don't date lesbians because they felt that since they are AFAB, them being with a lesbian would be invalidating to their gender. And I gave that a lot of thought, and I realized that the way that I was considering myself a lesbian was kind of transphobic. Not for all, but at least for myself. I never really cared about anyone's gender. All I cared about was that they're not cis men. So I figure it's not gonna hurt me to change my label from lesbian to queer.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
You saw it.
Oh, goody.
When Trump won the election, wanted to die or go to Portugal. So hard to go on living, and the cabinet he chose was deplorable. But days and nights passed like they do, plus the dark night of the soul. And one day a little light came through, and I had